Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Pat Brock, and we're here on the campus of the Trinity Christian School Crusaders. And we've got Headmaster Stan Cooey with us today. And we're celebrating one of their students that is going to nationals, Mr. Jacob McLeod, for cross country, and we're so proud of him. Mr. Cooey, what are your thoughts right now?
Well, I'm envious. San Diego in December would be awesome,
Right.
but I'm not envious of the running that he's got ahead, because I know, well, I think I would know, but only he knows the number of miles that he's put in.
Right.
I know we've heard the number of shoes he's gone through this year.
Right.
But it's exciting, and it's an opportunity that not many people will have. 10, I reckon, is going from the southeast.
Mm-hmm.
But to be able to have that opportunity to go out there and compete, and you're making friends that really, some of these friends may be a lifetime that you have with them, that you make.
You're absolutely right. And this is monumental when you're talking about, so many students within Dublin, Lawrence County who are so competitive, and for you to have one, that's beautiful.
Well, the school is blessed, and it's Jacob. He's put in the hours, and he's put in the work, and the dedication for that. And he's got a goal, and he's established a goal, and he's striving for that. And he's got great support around him that starts first off with his family, and then what we can do here. But again, cross country is a sport that you're out there putting in those miles by yourself, and so.
You're absolutely right. And you've got a lot of great athletes here, Mr. Cooey. We just wanted to take the time out, for the community to really stand behind Jacob, because we know there's a lot of nerves that are involved in this. You know that as an athlete yourself.
Well, there he is, and God's blessed him with a very special talent, and it's great that he's taking advantage to be able to use that.
Right, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking a little time out for us.
You.
All right, thank you.
Goodbye.
This is Mr. Stan Cooey, ladies and gentlemen, headmaster here at Trinity Christian School.
If you're suffering from a non-healing wound, we have good news. The Downtown Dublin Wound Center offers advanced treatments, experience, and state-of-the-art technology, including hyperbaric oxygen treatments for healing most any wound, even those that won't respond to conventional treatment. Call us today at 410-3500. Let Dr. Davis and his staff get you on the road to recovery. Downtown Dublin Wound Center, 124D West Madison Street, downtown Dublin.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Coach Evan Winegardner with us. How are you, Coach?
I'm great. I'm doing very well. Just busy. Busy time of year. Trying to close out another semester and looking forward to Christmas.
Yes. And of course, before Christmas comes, you've got one of your players going to nationals.
Yes, it's very exciting. We've never had that happen in school history from a running standpoint or in this community that I know of. So this is a big deal. And it's a huge accomplishment for this young man. And Jacob is just a one of a kind, really. He truly works very hard at what he does, and he's just a great all-around young guy.
Well, we're going to have the chance to meet Jacob in just a little bit. Talk to us about how your season went, any kind of standouts. Of course, besides Jacob, you've had some other great members. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we actually finished the season very well. We went, the last time that we talked, we had just come off of our region championship with both the boys and the girls. We then went on to compete, which is when you interviewed us last. We went to compete at our state meet with the GISA. Our girls came away with the state championship as a team, so very, very well deserved, and just so commendable on what they did this year as a team. And everybody played a part in that championship win. So that was very exciting for them. And a couple of standouts that just that did really exceptionally well was Carmen Leroy finished second. And I'm trying to think back to all of the awards. Then Ainsley Long came in after her in the top 10, and then Janie Sampson was top 10. So those three girls really had a phenomenal race. But then we had some other ones that stepped up to help us solidify that state championship. So it took a team effort, like I said.
I was going to say that. It had to have been a team effort.
Right.
And, so congratulations for that.
Thank you.
And now, Jacob.
Yeah,
Tell,
Jacob.
tell us about how, of course, you as a coach, you've seen how he has progressed
Sure.
throughout time. Tell us about that from your perspective.
Yeah, Jacob came to me as a sixth grader at a young age, and I always saw his potential as a runner. Of course, having an older brother that's 2 years older than, or well, three, I guess, 3 years older than he is, being at Belmont University right now and running for them, I knew that he had the potential to be like his brother, but I'd never really dreamed that he would be better than him. And in a lot of ways, you can't compare them necessarily because they are two different athletes in a lot of ways. But Jacob has really worked hard, and that hard work has paid off. And not to say that Caleb didn't work hard, he did, but Jacob has had a little bit more success early on. But I think a lot of that is because of his brother pushing him at such a young age. And Caleb got a later start on his cross-country and running career, and Jacob started earlier. So, of course, that has to help in some regards, too. But I do want to go back to the state championship because I didn't really get to talk about the boys, but the boys finished fourth. And then I had two others that stood out. Jacob, obviously, he finished first. But then Quillian Holland finished second place.
Oh, wow.
And then Landon Logue, a senior, who transferred from West Lawrence this year, he finished third. So we went 1, 2, 3.
Oh, wow.
And you would think that we would have been able to finish in the top, 1 or 2 as a team. But we had a young squad of mostly freshmen and eighth graders. And so we just weren't able to do it, but we ended up fourth as a team. So overall, a fantastic season. Yeah. And I owe a lot of credit to Coach Ron Clanton, who has come in and helped coach these kids and bring them to the next level. I would like to say I did it all by myself, but I don't. And even Coach Kelly Oliver, who has helped me for the past 6 or 7 years. It's been a team effort from the coaching standpoint as well. So.
And what's quite impressive is that you do have a young team.
Yes, very young.
To compete at that level.
Oh, yes. In fact, we only had one senior boy and one senior girl. So we're going to be strong for the next couple of years.
Yeah. And so, sometimes when you're having to transition like that, when you have a younger squad, you do have to kind of work through the rough spots.
Yeah. You got to get out all the little kinks and work those out. And, I think next year and the year after, we will see those younger runners come along even more.
Very solid.
Yes.
And, especially when you see an athlete who's been doing this for so long, each year they strive to get better better.
And you definitely saw that with Jacob this year. We saw a huge improvement just from his sophomore year to his junior year. And not that he didn't have success as a sophomore, because he did. He broke records his sophomore year, but this year it's just a whole different kid. Yeah. And it's fun to see him excel in something that he loves, and just to be a part of that, and to be a part of God's, natural given ability that he blessed Jacob with. It's just been amazing to watch. Yeah. And, I mean, we give him workouts that you would think that he just wouldn't be able to do, and he just destroys them. I mean, it's all about his mentality. His mentality is like, I'm not backing down from anything, and I'm going to put up a fight. Yeah. And that's what you have to do. I mean, that's in life, you have to go through life like that.
Absolutely.
You can't just back down when something hits you hard, or you have something that doesn't go your way. I think so many kids nowadays tend to do that. They just kind of throw in the towel.
Yeah, they don't have the drive.
That's right. But it's good to see that there are kids out there that still have that drive, and Jacob is definitely one of those kids.
Awesome. Now tell us about these workouts that you're giving him. What kind of regimen are you on to prepare him for nationals?
A lot of our workouts have been based on mileage and time. So a lot of times like today, he has a 45-minute run, and it's at an easy pace, so it's nothing too strenuous. And basically, we're just trying to get him at this point. We've already got him to a peak point. Now we're just trying to maintain that. But early on in the season, back in August and July, we were really putting in a lot of miles based off of time. So we would tell him, all right, Jacob, you're going to go run for 2 hours.
Right.
And we want you to run, at a medium pace or at a tempo pace, or, we'd give him some type of, and so he would have to meet that. And what would he would end up doing is running 12 or 13 miles in those 2 hours, depending on the pace that he was needing to run. And now we've also incorporated like strength workouts and core and things like that. And then we've also done speed workouts where we're running him shorter distances at a faster speed to work on his finishes and things like that. His speed is unbelievable. I mean, if you saw him, you would think that he's running a sprint, but he's really running a 5K. I mean, but he makes it look so natural. And I think that that's one of the fun things about it, is just to watch him run, and he makes it look so easy. It almost makes you sick.
Oh, well, you just said, we tell him to run 2 hours, and I'm like,
yeah,
at one time.
Yeah.
So already, I mean,
Right.
the way you have him trained, or, that's like college level. That's like,
Oh, yeah.
So you're definitely bringing the bar up.
He could easily go to a college campus today, and he could run with a college athlete or the team, and he would be able to stay up or maintain their tempo or their pace that they would try to run a workout in. I mean, he's at that level already as a junior, and I can't wait to see. I'm thankful that I have him one more year. He's been a blessing to coach, and it's going to be fun to see what his future holds for him.
All right. Well, we need to meet this road runner.
Yeah.
All right.
Now he's really shy.
Okay, that's all right.
But maybe we can get a few words out of him.
We'll get a few words out of him. Thank you, Coach. Thank you for your staff for all of the work that you all do for these young men and young women. And you can see the results that with what you do, along with their gifts and talents, what it can accomplish.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Coach Evan Winegardner.
There's 11 models at 0% only at Dublin Nissan. Drive a 2016 Altima at 0% and get up to $9,000 off MSRP. Dublin Nissan, the only dealer you will ever need.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got the road runner himself with us, Mr. Jacob McLeod. How are you, Jacob?
Good. How are you?
Doing so well. We've been hearing so many wonderful things about you already through your headmaster and, of course, Coach Winegardner. So meeting you is just like the icing on the cake. Good to see you again, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, listen, this here show is to just really congratulate you on everything you've already accomplished, and also to wish you well going to California for nationals.
Yes, ma'am.
All right?
Thank you.
Tell us, Jacob, about how you started.
Well, I've been running since the 6th grade in cross country and track, and I've just been working hard all season, working towards the goal, and it turned out well for us.
And here you are. This is huge, Jacob. You know that, right? This is huge. And tell us about your support system, your family.
My family, they support me so much. They'll go anywhere, take me to a meet or anything like that.
And they're going with you to California.
Yes, ma'am.
Woohoo! The things we parents would do for our kids, And so, like your parents, we here in Dublin, Lawrence County and in Treutlen County are so happy for you. We're proud of you, and we know that you're going to make us all proud no matter what you do there. You know that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and a little birdie told us that your brother, of course, a few years older than you,
Yes, ma'am.
is a cross-country runner. Tell us about him.
Yes, ma'am. He runs up at Belmont University in Nashville.
Wow. Now, do you see how it runs in the family, right?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
And the good thing is you two were able to run together.
Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic. So tell us about how that experience has been for you, having a big brother who's a runner as well.
Well, it was great. He was a really good role model for me, and he kind of showed me how to stick to it and stay determined and focus on what I'm doing and just work hard at it.
What does he think now about his little brother?
He's pretty happy. He's pretty excited too.
You know, and as a mom, I can say this. What are your parents' names?
Robin and Kirk McLeod.
Robin is probably just, woo, you know, just so, as a mom, you're so excited to know that your children are doing something, one, that you love, and two, you have the heart for it, the determination to continue with it and do well in it.
Yes,
and so this is fantastic.
Yes, ma'am. They're excited.
And so, you know, you've had to get ready for it. So what kind of things have you been doing to kind of prepare yourself for that big event?
Well, we started out in the summer mainly kind of building on a mileage, getting a base, and then we started the beginning of the season. We're working more, getting ready for the race, and towards the end we work on a lot of turnover and preparing that speed.
Your coach says he'll sometimes tell you to run 2 hours at a moderate speed. Does that shock you when that comes out of their mouth?
Well, I kind of see it coming, I guess. Yes, ma'am.
And so, you know, this season you all had a really good season,
Yes,
and your teammates. Tell us how that experience has been working with your teammates this year.
It's been great. They're so supportive, and we kind of support each other and kind of encourage each other along and help each other.
They need to have a going away party for you, you know, like a send off. Might still be one on the way, you never know. And so, did you ever think that you would be where you are now, Jacob?
Honestly, thinking back, I honestly probably couldn't.
You know, it's really a blessing. It's a blessing for you to have gotten this far, and you know, there's only great things ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do to push yourself, to kind of get yourself ready yourself, not with the coaches, but what do you do personally to kind of get your mind wrapped around this whole thing?
Well, I mean, I kind of never settle for, like, after a race. I mean, if I think I did well, I'll be happy about it, but I'll just look on towards the next goal to achieve the next thing.
Nice. So let me ask you this. So what is your time? What is your best time?
15:07.
And how many miles?
That's 3.1.
Lord have mercy. That is amazing. Because when you think about that, ladies and gentlemen, 1 mile, if you put that average, you're probably, like 5 minutes.
It's like 4:50.
Oh my God. And you're running, you're not even like driving. All of the athletes out there, all of the cross country runners, when you hear that time, I'm sure you're like, what, you know, that is really, how old are you?
I'm 16.
Are you kind of, you know, planning for the Olympics, you think, in your life?
I guess I can.
You know, there are no limits for you. There are no limits, especially when the way you're determined, okay? Because you say, okay, I get this 15:02, right? I'm thinking I can do better. And so without having the limits on you and how determined you are, you can go much farther than California.
Yes, ma'am. That's the plan.
Okay, so you're going to spend how many days there?
It's about 3.
3 days. Hopefully you'll have a little time to do a little sightseeing, but the way you are, you're probably like in a zone, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am. It's business.
Business before pleasure, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're how old again?
I'm 16.
Holy moly, you're acting as though you're an adult because you have such a maturity about you. Do people tell you that all the time?
Not really.
What? First you heard it?
I guess so.
Well, you have a very strong foundation, don't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about that.
Well, I mean, you just got to work hard and, like, you can't give up on anything.
Yeah.
You just got to stick to it once you start it.
Are you like that with everything that you do?
I try to be, yes.
You're a rock star, you know that.
Thank you.
Any last words to the people out there of Lawrence County?
Probably just that if you work hard, you can do anything. Set your mind to it, you can do anything.
There you go. And Jacob, you've proven that, haven't you?
I guess so, yes.
Yeah, I guess so, you have. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jacob McLeod here at Trinity Christian School. The time that he's gotten for cross country, which has catapulted him up to nationals in California. And we could not be any prouder than we already are for him. You're like our other child, you know that? Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
We want you to keep doing great things. You got to tell us all about California, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jacob McLeod here at Trinity Christian School. Roadrunner. Beep, beep.